it's like the reciprocity between the land and the owners, and like you're cultivating that, and then also educating people on how to use those places.
Right.
So what are the ways that you guys educate like the land users?
Yeah, well, thank you for naming it, because that's right. I think at the end of the day, we've always been believed, and I increasingly believe this is true, that you don't actually, there are some circumstances where, of course, we want to minimize or even disallow for either a period of time or for long periods of time kind of human activity for the sake of species that are nesting or a wide variety of conservation reasons that are really critical. And in general, I think we've learned over time, and MITA has always believed that if done well, access and stewardship, that really reciprocal relationship of building a connection to and love for and then taking care of a place is actually ultimately good, not just for people, but for the places that they love. And so we first and foremost, we kind of really think about and cultivate a particular ethic of stewardship. What do we mean by use? So that education goes out in the resources that we provide, a guidebook and our app and our websites and things like that, to our membership, but also importantly individually with the landowner, really understanding what's important to them. And again, that could be a wide variety of things. There might be existing easements and conservation rules and regulations that are really critical. They also might just simply have particular uses that they are okay with or aren't okay with. And so navigating across that spectrum of public lands to private land to land trusts, that can vary a lot. So there's kind of a basic ethic of stewardship and recreational use that mirrors much of what you'd find around the country in terms of leave no trace principles and other elements that are unique to these environments. That we're working with young people and partner programs that are working with young people in the outdoors, and then ourselves delivering. When we connect people through our stewardship program, and we'll talk a little bit about all that volunteer work, and I know you're talking with my colleague later about that, but we bring 1,000 people a year out to participate and do that work, and those are just, every time we have a touch point, whether it's in that scenario or in just a broader gathering or event to talk about our values and that work, I think is part of that kind of ripple effect of education. But increasingly, we've been doing a lot more work with young people and with communities that might not otherwise have access to these places, and trying to figure out how we become not just the kind of providers of information and stewardship, but also really break down the barriers for folks that keep them from these places.
Yeah.
So much work to do, but
yeah,
scratching the surface.
You all are doing so much work. I mean,